What's going on, y'all? This is Mike Brown, and I just wanted to welcome y'all to this week's episode of The Art of Letting Go. While I got your attention, thank you so much for listening. Also, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast. So whatever device you're listening on, whatever streaming service, please be sure to subscribe to it. Leave a comment. Let people know what you think. Let me know what you think. I do read them, and I always look for feedback to grow. Also, did release some new merch last week, so be sure to check that out. You can also subscribe and be an exclusive member on Patreon and Anchor. Yo, what up? This is Mike Brown, and this is The Art of Letting Go. Today, I got a special guest in the building. We connected through Instagram. Actually, one of my homies, shout out to that big dude with glasses, Eric Watkins, sent me one of your videos. This was a while, maybe a month or two ago, and I thought it was dope, and I started following you, and we connected through the IG like that. And you said you wanted to be on the show, and I definitely looked forward to having you because I thought everything that you were doing is pretty dope. So you mind introducing yourself to the people?
Hi, my name is Bergo Husky. I'm an artist out of Fayetteville. That's Vietnam, aka Dreamville, North Carolina, home of J. Cole, Morray, and of course me, Bergo Husky. I am glad to be here. I'm glad because I was like, when is he gonna invite me on? I want to be up there. You know what I'm saying? We correspond, but you ain't said nothing about the show and stuff like that. And I want to be able to share with the people in your audience, a little bit about the artist Bergo Husky.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know what? Because I think about that too. Why didn't I ask? And I really don't know. I really just be chilling with the podcast. I think I'm almost like you said about your music, I'm not doing it for the fame. So a lot of times it's really me giving my journey and, giving other people's journeys along the way as well. So that's why I'm always open to a guest, but also never really pressed. But when you hit me up, I was like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm trying to come on the show. So I'm doing great. I had a rather long day. I'm over here in the process of finishing the mixtape. So even down to the last minute of I have to, of course, I have my Bergo get up and stuff. I'm still I'm numbering tracks. Picking stuff out because I've worked on. I didn't even know I did that much music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and we're trying to just tie up the loose ends. So that's what pretty much I've been doing all day.
Yeah. That's what's up. How
was your day?
My day has been good. This was my first day back at work. So I just took it easy, recharged, came in, taught the kids some hip hop stuff.
Oh, you're an educator.
Yeah, I'm an educator.
Wow. Well, first and foremost, I would like to say thank you for fighting the good fight. I couldn't do it. I don't have the patience. All of my friends are educators. So matter of fact, yesterday, Dr. Brenda Haynes, which was one of my teachers growing up, my pastor and stuff, we buried her yesterday. And I went to go eat with her. Thank you. I went to go eat with her daughter, which is one of my best friends. And she's also, all of us are musicians too. So, and she's an educator. She teaches choir out at this high school, which I got my little substituting certificate, which I'm supposed to substitute for, but I haven't went up there. I just don't think that I have the patience. The only real thing I can do with my degree is probably go into education. But
I think you do it.
I don't know. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
at least try it for a little while. Like, I think it's important for kids to have representation within the school. So, like, for a kid to see you in a classroom, I think that would be dope.
But then I think it would be a conflict of interest too, because
For
I
who?
am, huh?
For who?
For Bergo Husky.
Why though?
Because Bergo Husky isn't the most politically correct um,
But
artist.
but as you said before, you an artist, so like Bergo Husky is a piece of your art, and like is granted it may be two separate things, it's still you at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't. That's like my homeboy
And
told
and
me.
and I'm not saying you gotta go dressed as Bergo Husky in the
Oh,
classroom,
I
but
got one since the walk-in back there.
yeah, but I mean that's like if you was like if you was an actor and a teacher, and you was doing some wild role, like, if
That's
people,
very
but
true.
and
That's
and
a
and I'm
perfect
and
word.
I'm saying that from the perspective of living in California. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
understand we in two different states, so I get
two
it.
different worlds. It's a little
Yeah,
red
of
over
course.
here. It's just a
Um,
little red. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and that makes me want to ask you, what has your experience been like being, not only a gay man, but a gay black man, being black and gay in North Carolina.
Well, North Carolina, it's the South.
Yeah.
Might as well say it. Um, there's been a lot of ups and downs. I mean, I had to, coming up, I had to fight. I had to do this. I went through bullying, all of that. That's what made me so hard. That's why I'm kind of like, now I'm I'm vocal, but like real people who know me know I'm a lot more timid than actual. I have a really big heart, but it was what it was. And all I can say is that I'm thankful because it could have been worse. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to. I'm starting to train myself to be grateful for the experiences, whether it be good or bad, because it could have been. And but it was hard, especially coming out at such a young age. I had to fight like my homeboys. I'm still close to them. Went to go see one the other day. They can't get rid of me. I'm family now. Your niece is my god baby. But I mean, they tried to jump me way back in the day because I was different. They'll tell you, they were like, well, we had never seen something. I was standing on the porch with blonde hair and piercings. I had my labrae, my eyebrow, all this crazy stuff. And then whatever color my hair was, that's what color I had. I was really like, so it was a lot. But they, I think that I got a lot of, for one, let me tell you this while it's coming out. This is great. There's always been a black woman somewhere to make sure I was okay, for one. So, and that's that on that. So like that has really that's been out of worldly, because there are some situations that I feel like I shouldn't have survived. Um, then for two, I think me being authentic, or me just because I couldn't, I'm the type of person I can't really hide myself. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I have to be in and out, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But as far as being somewhere for, it's gonna come out. So I think that me being me has kind of helped. People have been rather accepting And I also learned a lot of people had, back in the day, like my aunt, my great aunt. I don't want to use that word because it might be a little, but of course, we use the term fag hag, and we're talking about like the '60s and stuff like this. They were, we were around. So I think a lot of people that I ended up interacting with had interaction before me. So it was I went through a lot, but I'm okay.
Did you experience racism growing up out there?
Hell yeah. Shit. I could. The worst incident was high school. But I experienced it growing up. I went to a private school. I was the only black kid in class for hella years. That's one of y'all words. Hey. Yeah, high school. Good God, it was homophobia and racism combined. I could tell you a story, but I don't really like. It's. I'll tell you a surface part of it. I was chased, picked on because there was an incident. I was being called the N-word repeatedly by this girl. Now, we went to a very white school, a white high school. But it was more so, you had the hood, like the projects and the hood, and then you had the richest neighborhoods in the city going to this one school. So, and then like the black affluent, they had their own school. You know what I'm saying? So, that was, of course, our arch nemesis. But she kept calling me a nigger, and it started. I could tell you all of the current events that were going on. I don't want that to give away my age, but but there was a lot going on, and we had started talking about Martin Luther King and Mr. Pittman, Lord rest his soul. He walked out of class. It was World History Honors. And, of course, world history, and it's the honors class year, it's a lot of open discussions. So we're having a discussion. He walks out of class. He was a coach too. And she said, "Shut up, nigger." Like, and I was the only black kid in that class. Now, at this point, the world history classes, my sophomore year, not the world history, the honors classes were split up. Because, a lot of people were just in the regular class. So it was like me and this group of people, the regular black AG, students will all be in two classes. So the other class was the class that had the all of the culture in it. Per se, is that the right word? So yeah, when that started, I started complaining about it. I ended up getting suspended for 3 days for walking out of class. And nothing was done to her. She was still on the thing doing the announcements and all of this. And eventually, I came back and I started making a lot of noise about it. And just complaining about it and stuff. Kids were pushing me and, just all types of stuff. I got followed home. One time I had to walk because I was in marching band. So, one time I had to walk home and, there was stuff that happened. But, yeah, so it kind of altered my educational, because I ended up leaving school. Well, they wouldn't let me come back. Then I had to go because I was out of school for like a complete year, just in the streets and stuff like that, running the streets. Then I went back. I did happen to graduate on time, and then I left and went into the military. But it was a lot of extra stuff that I had to do. So yes, I experienced racism. Not only I've experienced it in just about every aspect of my life. My family's from Alabama, which I just left from down there. That's my dad's side. They ended up, my paternal grandparents raised me. They were in the military. The neighborhood that I grew up in, we were redlined into that neighborhood. So like the houses in the neighborhood, these people have done all of this stuff to these houses. Those houses are only worth like $40,000, things of that nature. They put up their life and all of this into it. And I feel it's so many aspects of my life that, and that's what we were talking about earlier, why we're so connected with other Black people is because, these are all things that we've experienced. Your skin affects every single part of your life. Even my complexion being darker affects a lot of things. So I've had to learn how to navigate, and do what I needed to do. But I'm here and I'm thankful. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. As you talking, something that ran across my mind was because I see a lot of times, and I guess I'm trying to envision what I'm trying to ask, but in short form, because I don't know what it's like out there, but in the LGBT community, how do you see, because I know you said you have some wisdom, how do you see us being able to like be more supportive of each other? Because I see a lot of times like we look for it outside of us, but how do we even build that within before even going to seek it outside? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that goes on with both sub cultures or sub what's the word I'm looking for? Oppression keeps running in my head. Minorities, there we go. So with everything, I mean, coming together is maybe if we weren't so worried about everything else, but I think that's there by design. There are a lot of things that are there by design to keep our mind off of the bigger picture, because we're in an aspect. One of my primary worries is, the environment. I don't speak much on it or whatever, but, I'm big on keeping my carbon imprint down. People are like, well, you always don't know. I take trips and then I go and I sit my ass down. And then when I come home, I only drive, people are always wondering, why do I always, I keep gas because I don't go no damn where, people go places for unnecessary reasons. They buy vehicles they don't need. We buy stuff and it's just so ingrained in life now that I really don't know if it's like any turning back. And then like the bigger entities that could have an impact on everything, they're not willing to. And I think, what I really think, and this is on, and I don't even want to say that, but I think that I will talk about that on the sideline, because that's a whole generation thing too.
Yeah,
I think that people are more concerned about the financial aspect when, if there's nothing here, if it's not an environment that we can survive in, then what good is the money going to be? Because we're not even going to be here. So why not take care of that? But I mean, it's a trickle. I think it's a trickle down effect.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things need to start from the top, or people who have bigger influence and stuff like that. But how much could you do? And then with everybody caught in this system, is hard, because it's like you're just trying to survive this system. I'm like, me being Bergo Husky, I'm trying to build generational wealth for these kids. I know at this point I'm a gay man. I'm, 9 times out of 10, everybody says that was a whole nother conversation today. You need a child. No, I got enough children. all of this. But I plan on being able to, if this did grow, into something that was a multi-million-dollar platform, there would be a lot of philanthropy. I would try to, and I think that that's another thing too. People need to, I've noticed in the family structure, and this isn't my thing. That's like my aunt and my cousin. They psychology is their thing. And my bestie, I just left all of them, they getting to the coin. But I've noticed in the family structure also that especially in these recent generations, that there is a lot of stress put on to the helpers or the worker bees of the family. This is like, I'm a stroke survivor. I don't know if, I've told you guys, I don't think I discussed it that much on social media, but I had a stroke in 2015. Now, it was a TIA, which is a smaller stroke. I had a series of them, I do believe. And I think I had another one, but that one wasn't documented. My best friend is a stroke survivor, one of my best friends. And she's actually in my videos. And she had a major stroke. Her mother deals with something. Her father had he had a mini stroke. And if you look at the structures, these are the people who are, front and center when there are family emergencies or when it comes to like the children and things of that nature. And I know this is not me saying that, the whoever else, the people who don't, they don't deal with their own things. But I think that if the stress was let off of like if the stress was even out in the family structure, that it would be able to contribute to the change that we're looking for. Everything that I'm talking about would be able to help because there's so many aspects in it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like doing that because some people are so worried about the hustle and bustle or paying bills and doing this that they don't have time to even think about, how are we going to make things better in the bigger picture, because in their own world is, there's no release, and I think that's what I think that we live in the wrong system. I think that the system needs to be overhauled. Or not overhauled, I wouldn't say that, but I think that they need to go in and do some editing. We're in a different time, and it's just I think we should be living longer than we do. I think everybody should have access to healthcare. Why not? I think that educators should. There is no way that you guys are putting yourself on the front line and you don't get hazard pay. Like, no, give them hazard pay. Why not? You should pay, especially you should pay them like you pay the military. You know what I'm saying? But even the salaries of you guys and the military needs to be more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It needs to, you're just as important as a doctor.
Yeah. Were you out in the military?
Yes, I was, but I wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah. How was that?
It was an experience. I was told when we went overseas, I was told by a battle, we call each other battle buddies. I was told by a battle buddy that I don't have to worry about enemy fire because he's going to shoot me in the back of the head. Stuff like that. That's stuff that I went through.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It was a little crazy, but also he called me the F word one day, and I slapped him with that sandwich. They had to pull me off of him.
Damn.
And I went to Went to the provost marshal, and then first sergeant came. He used to always come get me and be like this, mad at me. Like I'm like, well, he called me a name, so I was a little. My thing is, by the time I got out of high school, I did a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
And so by then I wasn't taking anybody's shit. I was fighting back or first. So, I was a little bit wilder. Some people would look at it as being brave. I got some of my battle buddies, straight guys. They always tell me how brave and stuff I was, because during that time, it wasn't allowed. I just heard a story not too long ago of where we had a family day and I wore a cut off shirt. It was like cut like midriff, because I had abs and stuff back then. So I wore this shirt and some capri pants before the capris even came back. I was wearing them because I would borrow clothes from or not borrow them. I would get their old clothes and I would take them and I would do like my own. I cut them up and all types of weird stuff. So I used to sew a little bit. So basically, that I came to that family day, and my homegirl told me the other day for the first time in years. She said that she got a phone call and said, if y'all don't come and get this boy from up here, I'm kicking all of y'all out, because everybody knew us, and I used to rap too. So like I used to battle people back then. It was me, this girl, Lord Rest Stacia, who's also a group member. I come from a group called Bougie Rod. So and she was a member, but Stacia was the star. Some people say, well, they seen a lot. Me and both Stacia were just like these two different personalities. Like when we went to the club, we used to dance. So like we used to have circles and stuff around us, and we only danced together. She wouldn't dance, we would, do all types of stuff. But me and Stacia, that's where I really like honed my skills. But it was a crew of us. Her, Letitia, who's still she's in Texas. I was out there in Dallas last year. We all met up last summer and kicked it. Is Anita, which she's getting through COVID. She's in Atlanta. That's why I didn't stop and see her, but I'm gonna see her on my way back. But like all of us, and they're all studs. And Stacia was a STEM, she was when we go out, her body was a beautiful girl. You know what I'm saying? Body give you everything and all that. And, then when we in the house, she's got her Nautica fleece thin pants on and the wife beater, walking around thugging harder than me. You know what I'm saying? But people knew us and knew that what we were. We went to the club and stuff like that. It was during Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Yeah.
So people knew, but it is what it is. She's alerting you or something.
I think it's fireworks outside.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
You good. But yeah, so it was a time, and I went through I had some experiences in there, but it's something that shaped and molded me. The military takes care of me. You know what I'm saying? They it's a lot of stuff we had to go through like that. I wasn't the only one. It's like everybody went through something, you know what I'm saying? But like that experience for me was different. It was hard. I really don't like to talk about it, but you cool. So, it was a difference, but that's where the whole rap became like very, very serious. It was already serious before that, but like that's where I met DV. Like I met my group in the military.
Yeah.
And and that's what That's what. Why is everybody asking me talking about Cash App? No, like you know what I'm saying. No, I'm over here. You know, Bergo costs money, and I don't know if people get that. You know what I'm saying? Bergo is rather expensive, and then they taking my. I'm trying to. You know, I'm over here trying to get this Amazon cleared, and y'all taking my little, my little side change. You know what I'm saying? Virgo like to eat snacks too, as you see. You don't have no snacks tomorrow. I got a piece of Popeye's chicken. That's it. If I have to eat home food, I don't like home food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want some sushi or something. Shit. Really getting on my nerves. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good. When Bergo is not creating art, who is Bergo?
First thing that comes to my mind is family man. I'm the house. They always say this remind them of grandma house. I'm the house where you always gonna get it's the collars are banging. You always gonna get a pot of collards or some, something simmering, some lima beans or something simmering in the crock pot. You know, my cousin stopped by and we just drink a beer. You know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin ate lunch together yesterday. He got off the road, he drives trucks, and picked up his car, met me at the farmer's market. We went to Harris Teeter, got us a sub and some sushi, and we came and we sat at the table and we ate and we politicked and smoked cigarettes. That's my lifeline. My godchildren, my nieces, my nephews, my siblings, even though we have ups and downs, my aunts, my uncles. I just came back from Alabama. My cousin turned 60. So I drove down there for her 60th. And chill. I love going down there. I am a writer. I love to write. I don't just write. I write poetry. I wanted to start on a book, but I started with Bergo. I have a I have a thing for elevation, for education. So I read a lot. I'm always trying to learn something. I love school. Um, Things of that nature. I love to plant. I got collard greens that come up. They're gonna keep coming. I plant things. I pretty much spend my free time with my people. But to be honest, Bergo is so much doing this, consumes so much, it doesn't make any sense. Everything is centered around, or has been for this year, ever since I did have a seat, has really been centered around, Bergo. I don't listen to music because I don't want to taint my own creativity. I don't want something to bleed into my sound. I barely watch TV, but I've been watching TV. It's on Drag Race. It's been on the same Drag Race, the celebrity, whatever, the season when they bring all the girls back or whatever, All Stars. It's been on this same episode 2, for since last week. And it just every time I turn on the TV, it's there. And then I'll hit play and and of course I'm in my phone doing something that pertains to Bergo. So that's really pretty much my life in a nutshell. I'm not really I don't even like clothes. So if you see me, I got on slides and something with elastic in the waistband, all of that. So I'm just I think I can really say I'm my grandma's child. My paternal grandmother and my maternal grandfather, which we just buried, it were really big influences on me. They were more like my mother and father because, my mother died when I was 6. So they did a lot of the raising me. So I think I have a lot of old school ways. My uncle says that I act like my grandma.
I could feel that because I spent a lot of time around my grandmother as well. And as I'm starting to get older, I'm starting to feel a lot like her. Just like being a loner and shit like that.
Oh, I'm not, Chad. I'm the one. Put it like this: when my grandfather passed, I already knew what I had to do. My
Yeah.
aunt basically just signed papers. You know what I'm saying? I have to. That's who I am when it comes to like my my more so background, and it's I think the higher power to give me the knowledge and stuff to do certain things, but it does get stressful and things of that nature. But I'm pushing through. But Bergo is real chill. Like Bergo is a lot more chill than people think. I think people see what they see and then think that I'm some I don't go out. I don't do any of that. Like going out for me is going over a friend's house. Like we are and everybody, we're older, everybody's professionals now, everybody's doing their thing. And it's nice to see us coming from where we came from, you know, doing what we do. But I'm really a lot more chill. I'm like really family oriented type of chill dude. I don't be doing shit.
You feel like you put that in your music?
No, because my music is another outlet. So my music this came from depression, to be honest. Bergo came from a complete place of pain, and it wasn't even supposed to happen. So this is what happened. I was in a relationship that was just, not going to work. And I got to the point where, I was down. Not only that, there were so many other things going on around me. And as far as my creative outlet being that I don't just write, I write a whole bunch of stuff. So like all of the artists I work with are like my little cousin. I developed him the whole time I've been retired. And he's married with 2 kids and working, and then, my homegirl, she's pregnant, all of the singers are busy doing their own thing and stuff like that. So I really didn't have like a creative outlet. So I started writing, trying to write myself out of depression. So I decided to go for up tempo. I said, we're going to go for stuff that's just, you know, that when I put it on, it makes me want to get up. You know what I'm saying? Have a seat come on. I could be depressed laying down somewhere and then it make me want to get up and clean up or start moving or something like that. So that's kind of where it started. So Have a Seat was written, and I said, there's another song, What You Like. It's got my homegirl Aji, shout out to Aji, who's a phenomenal artist in her own right, phenomenal writer. She That one came first. So that came last summer, and we just went in the studio and did it on a whim. And I think that kind of led people to start like being more vocal about stuff. So like a lot of my friends started like, it's time for you to write, like this stuff should be on the radio, blah, blah, blah. Why you sitting on it? So it was 2 songs I wrote, Have a Seat, and it's another song this one isn't out, it's recorded, but I never put it out. And I called 14 people, and it was split down the middle all around the country. I've lived all around the country. So I called 14 people, split down the middle. It was either the other one or have a seat. So I called one of my homegirls, Crystal Banwell. I let her listen to both of them. Now notice I'm rapping these over the phone. These aren't recorded. And she was like, have a seat. She was like, the line where I say, that truck in at home, I own all of that. She was like, that's the line. Like, that's going to get the grown folks, the real grown folks going to want to listen to it. And then she's like, those are the consumers. Like, those are the ones with the money. You know what I'm saying? She was like, that's the song. So I went and I recorded it. And when I recorded it, I didn't even it's kind of in our ears, it's unfinished. We know the real story behind it. It's finished, but I didn't put any more ad libs or nothing. And that kind of shaped the sound of what I started doing, because Bergo wasn't calculated. It just came out of the blue. So when we I was saying when we did it, when we got back to the house, I was playing it so much, trying to listen to it before I go back to the studio and quote unquote fix it. And my homeboy was like, you never see him. This is one of my best friends. I'm with him like 99% of the time. Straight dude, dreads, all this. You never see him like have a seat. He's a speck of him is in that video. But he's like one of my closest friends. And he kind of, he's on the Bergo train. He's been helping. But he was like, just put it out as is. But I didn't want to shoot the video. I didn't want to put my face in anything. It just kind of happened. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm long-winded.
So I have two questions. So the first one was, how do you get to a place where you just trust it? Like, because I do that a lot too, where I'm not really second guessing, but always feeling like something isn't done. But how do you trust, like, okay, this is what it is, and I'm gonna just rock with this?
You know what? That's a great question. I started letting shit go. For years, I really think that people seen all of this in me, and I was the one who didn't see it. Because there's so much, so many friends that have supported me or came along, like even when I was retired and was like, you need to come on, work on this, help me work on this or whatever, just to keep my chops up, to keep me from completely just letting go, which I never did because I'm always writing. I have a catalog. But at one time I didn't. We set on there's a lot of stuff that we set on. And then I think a lot of the process was me learning too, because now I think I've learned so much that, that I can kind of never, it's still bootleg, but it's just a little bit better, and I just started letting shit go, even down to the edits. Like that is completely on Alpha, who does my videos. Alpha, me and Alpha have a creative bond. Alpha knows that he knows that when he comes creatively, Bergo has got all, I know how I want, but Alpha puts the final thing, and then even on the edits, we always go with I trust them. We go with the first edit, no matter even if my mouth is off on some of it or whatever. It's more so that's why I like Bergo too. It's the rawness.
Yeah.
If I can add to that, this is a conversation I had right before this interview. The one of the have a seat was I think that helped too, because it kind of put everything, all of my insecurities, instead of giving somebody a chance to stab at me, I just say, I got a big old beer belly, and he's still in my face, even though it's flat, chocolate thick boy. So you're not going to call me, say anything about my complexion. You know what I'm saying? And then it's they're statement pieces. So it puts it all out there. And then I was like, when we did it, I was like, shit, I'm gonna just I'm not even gonna put on a shirt most of this video. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You know,
That's what's up.
So I think that helped. And then I think too that I am I think I'm a lot more confident in my product now.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Going back to you saying that one of your best friends is a straight man.
A lot of it.
Going through your experiences of when you were younger, of like just experiencing homophobia, how do you get to a place of like now, I guess, growing past those experiences to now being able to have like me?
Because I'm a human too. I mean, I'm a human too. Everybody deserves forgiveness. I'm not perfect. So, I mean, it is what it is. And like I said, everybody has an experience. You have an experience. I have an experience. It's whatever. And I had to, I just went through a whole, like, I go through ups and downs, like, and I have to always reel myself back in to realize that, I'm not the only one, or it could be worse, So, and that kind of helps me, balance me out. But as far as like the experiences and stuff, and then me getting to now, times change, things change, and during my era, I feel like I did push boundaries. And I'm just thankful that I could be a part of people's lives who in other terms wouldn't even know or deal with that type of person, because that's not a part of their immediate culture or whatever. Right. So it helps them to understand too, that we're, everybody's a human. We're human too. I'm just like you. Shit. So
I think that's why I do feel comfort, like being in spaces outside of the LGBT community, because I am a human, you know what I mean? Like above all that shit. Man, what else was I gonna ask you? I just went blank. I had another.
It's okay. Well, I got something to add to that. I don't typically go into our spaces. A long time ago, I used to, be in the realm or whatever. I guess it was more so, but I guess I was out there maybe so early that maybe it got old quick or whatever. But for me per se, like this weekend, it's homecoming, so I'm gonna be every day. Everybody calling me from high school to college, which I didn't even graduate from the high school, but that's our home high school. So of course they want me to come. So those are the spaces that I'm like my cousins and stuff. I have cousins that didn't, we're from the South. I'm talking about, I just left Montgomery, that didn't deal or didn't know, until, and they still, they're still, even in my own, I'm not just saying down there, up here too, there's still a lot of, underlying or smaller pieces of homophobia, because everybody has their own beliefs or whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. You're entitled to believe what you're entitled to believe in, just like I am. But just don't, at the end of the day, I feel like, hey, I should be able to shop in the grocery store if I want to wear a wig or whatever too. Let me do what I do. Shit, you can do what you do. Why can't I have the same rights as you? So, that's how I
feel safe doing that in the South.
What?
Wearing a wig in the grocery store?
Let me tell you something. When I get the the way that I operate, today,
Yeah.
I don't like, sometimes I paint my nails. And
Yeah.
if I forget to take it off, I just forget to take it off. But then at the end of the day, I live a little bit more. I'm a little older now, so I like to be a little bit more comfortable. So I like to move in spaces. I like to be in and out, stuff like that. Like if you catch me outside, I'm in some basketball shorts, a shirt, or a wife beater, then my slides and socks, and a damn hat or something. You know what I'm saying? That's just more so me. There still is stuff down here. I mean, they do a lot of stuff. Like even going to Montgomery, it's a lot of film queens down there. But you can feel that it's a little bit different than say North Carolina. But then I go to like West Virginia, it's different than North Carolina. And then I go to, it's just, and I've lived in liberal spaces. Um, but it is what it is. I guess I'm Southern, so shit. It don't nothing bothers me. I like to move the way that I like to move. I'm not like, I'm not gonna go out in full Bergo get up to the grocery store.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you got some music coming out, and I guess I got something else to ask you about because so what made me want to bring you on the podcast was you had made a post about like I guess your career and you having conversations. I don't remember exactly what it said. I'm kind of like giving the cliff notes of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just curious about it because and I guess you kind of said it a little earlier when we were talking about just being an example for your nieces and nephews and shit like that. But yeah, I just wanted to know where you was at, like with your art and with just lifestyle.
Well, that's one of the primary reasons I retired is because I felt like I wasn't leading by example. So I retired, and then now I'm back, for other reasons. But where I'm at, I know that I'm not getting the full support from everywhere. That's cool or whatnot. But I am, I am vocal about some things. Sometimes I feel like I wish I could just be somebody else and not be as, not be who I am, but I am, you know what I'm saying? And I'm very strong in my music. Right now, I am finalizing the mixtape. The mixtape is, I think it's good. Like I don't know where it came from. I just started, and next thing I shot a video, and then next thing people were asking when the next one coming out. So I said, "Shit, let's shoot another one." Shit, and I think Trumpet sent us that stimmy. It came right on time. Okay, I said we about to have a cookout, and the cookout turned into a video, and then, from there, I mentioned Slang Season. Slang Season is actually the name of my original mixtape. It never came out. When I was living in Atlanta, and all this stuff had happened. I got burglarized, took all my furniture and shit. Then they like when I was working on the mixtape, the engineer, her equipment crashed. So we lost all of my vocals.
Damn.
And by then it's like, well, damn, I don't want to go back in there and do all that shit over again. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones that were still in the process that still needed like extra pieces. Like, when you record something, it's a feeling, So, you want to record it when it's fresher, So So all of that stuff happened, and I never put out Slaying Season. So I know, like, they used to talk about that. Like, he's never coming out with anything. He always talk, just all this. So I said, this time I said, and the name is fire. I said, I'm gonna take the name and just nothing's really new. Nothing's new. I've been rapping. I've always rapped the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing's new. This is just me. And I think I'm finally confident to do it. And like I said, this year it just snowballed. I started the business. I kind of left that kind of like ambiguous, so that because I wasn't quite sure whether I was going to use it for music or for this, and then like it just started, and right now I'm at I'm well over 10 songs. So and that's crazy, like, because I think I recorded Have a Seat at the end of January or something like that. And then like as soon as I recorded it and we were like, oh, it's cool, like we just went and shot a video in the middle of the street, and then next thing you know, I'm shooting another one and another one and another one, and you know what I'm saying? So it's I'm excited. I'm excited for one. I'm in shock. And I can't wait to be able to tell myself, well done. But like, I can't right now. It's, the pressure's on.
Yeah.
We're still in, I'm in the process of, the mixtape comes out this month, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the process. I got a session this weekend. I have another session coming up. Then I have to have them vocals got to be done because we got to put them in there because I have features. So that are a couple of features that are coming. Then I got to do some other stuff. So it's like crazy. Then I also have a couple performances coming up. So it's giving, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, wow, it's like you've been in hibernation for this long, and then you come out and people still appreciate your art, shit like that. And it's even bigger than it was before. And it's just like crazy. And I don't see it. I have a feeling that like, if I keep going, the only way that I'll that they can stop me is if I put my pen down.
Mm.
But as long as my pen keeps going, like somebody's gonna have to see me. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to see me because there's no way to go around it. And like it's the way that I write. I'm a songwriter. I'm not just your typical rapper, and I think that's one of my strong points because I'm putting out songs.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
What is one piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
I had to slip that nigga a note. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't have to be detailed because I tell that nigga everything. Like, look, this is what you need to do. First, probably like, shut your motherfucking mouth, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I would, I don't know. I don't know. It's so much. I'll tell myself to stop. Don't ever touch a cigarette. Shit. Don't pick up that drink. You don't need it. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe have more confidence in you. love you more.
That's what's
love
up.
you first.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
What is a reminder you want to give to your future self?
That you're human.
That's real.
Yeah. And to a part of growth is forgiveness. And you can and as much as you're just because I am a forgiving person, and a lot of people are forgiving to me too. But I need to really start forgiving myself a lot more. And I think that comes with self-love and all of that. So, but I'm growing and I'm here and I'm upright and I'm home and I'm not hungry. I'm about to eat them grapes. I am hungry. I'm about to eat them grapes. I'm gonna tear them up. I've been thinking about them for about 30 minutes. But yeah, that's that.
That's what's up. Where can the people find you?
The people can find me on Instagram. That's Bergo_Husky HUSKY. If you search Bergo Husky on YouTube, I did delete my YouTube, so it's starting back up fresh. So I would like everybody to go back and resubscribe and stuff like that. You can also find me on TikTok under Bergo Husky, one word. So my Facebook, people on my Facebook, but I don't like it. Like I want to delete it because it's like it was a wave of just like the kids, quote unquote, finding me, and being that I accidentally uploaded on my regular Facebook page the first video instead of doing it on Bergo Husky. It's kind of like the floodgates are open, but like that Facebook is specifically for my people. So
yeah,
I don't really, you want to follow me on Instagram. That's where I'll be doing the most.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Shoot, Bergo, I feel like I'm gonna have to bring you back on again because this felt like really like just an intro of us just even just getting to know each other and connect. And I feel like I'm gonna have so much more to talk to you about. Like once I just
we friends now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna definitely bring you back.
Yeah, we friends now. I want you to hit me up offline too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about to be buddies. I think that we have I think that it would be interesting to share the different because we have a different I always like most of my connections are with people from like that have different experiences,
Yeah, me too.
Yes, I think it's awesome. So maybe you have some jewels for me in my future endeavors.
Of course. Bergo, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Shit, thank you.
Of course. Thank y'all for listening. This is Mike Brown, and this is The Art of Letting Go. Peace. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of The Art of Letting Go. If you like what you heard, please be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to it. Also, let other people know what you think. If you really want to support the show financially, just to keep it all the way real, I release some merch. I think it's pretty cool. Y'all should check it out. Also, you can become a subscriber on Patreon, Spotify, Anchor. I'm going to be releasing an exclusive radio show for my subscribers. So, I feel like I know some music I love to share with y'all, but thank y'all for listening. It's Mike Brown, and it's The Art of Letting Go. Peace.